Major changes are happening over at the media network. No Jumper, founder of No Jumper, Adam22, recently lost multiple employees which all had major parts on each show that is on the network, after allegations about Adam22 getting a referral from a 16-year-old by a friend in 2009 and sleeping with her 3 years later.
Yeah, you feel me?
I did.
What? I was like, you feel me?
You want me to talk? If you want me to tell him, you about to tell him. You want me to tell him? So look, bro.
So pretty much.
So look, bro. I can't look. I'm a perv buster. I catch online pedophiles. So we talking about the whole lust situation and everything, but I'll be a hypocrite if I don't address the situation that happened with you.
There is no situation with me.
The one where you was messing with the 16-year-old girl?
It never happened. What do you think happened? The article says
I'm going
I was
on
19 when I met her.
She was 19 when you met her?
Yeah. The article says it.
So, but what did you say?
I said that I spoke to her on the phone when she was 16 before I realized that she was.
All right, well,
That's how we catch a lot of.
That's how we catch him.
Canadian. She didn't even know that she was doing something fucked up.
It don't even matter, but that's how we catch
cool
him.
that you felt like you were gonna come on my platform and expose me though. Like, why?
No, it was just in the midst of the conversation. It was in the midst of he didn't. Hey, it's not on him on nothing. It was in the midst of the conversation.
But you came on my platform and spread lies like that.
Lies?
Lies.
Is it lies?
I mean, you could have done some research and figured out any.
Did you talk to her when you were 16?
For like 5 minutes when I was 21. I'm 39.
You wasn't 23?
I was. I might have been 21, right?
How you don't know? How you don't know if you was
Because
21?
it was 20 years ago.
It still happened though, but we can't take that jacket off.
Wait, right?
We can't take that jacket off for nobody.
Right?
You gotta go.
Hey man, you know.
No Jumper employees was disgusted by the allegations. More allegations came out about Adam22 being a culture vulture.
See, this is why I say Adam is like two-stepping it. Bro, you don't have to do the pity interviews no more. For your own sanity, do what you want. Stop, like, they're already looking at you like a culture vulture or like white privilege when you do porn on the side. So even if like, oh, I did 5 interviews, bro, they still looking at you like that. Because those 5 interviews you didn't even move the needle. What are people talking about? People talking about the Richard Spencer, brother. That's it.
Adam22, who started out in the BMX scene first. Later on founded On Some Shit store on Melrose in Los Angeles, started recording his podcast, No Jumper, in the back of his store. Interviewing underground rap artists before national notoriety. One artist is Little Pump, which went live on IG, accused Adam22 of smashing underage girls with him when he was 16 years old in 2017.
How you gonna fuck? I was underage, so how you gonna fuck the same girls that I was fucking when I was 16? Yes way. So, I ain't say shit, but just so y'all know, I was 16, fucking girls my age, right? Adam was fucking girls that was the same age as me when I was 16. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? You are a straight pedo.
I think this is a very important detail that I just want to really put out there. So, you gotta let me flesh this out a little bit, is that we're talking about back in the day when I think I was like 22, 21, 22. And I had met a girl on a message board at the time, right? And it was like an old like punk message board, basically. And, you know, I knew other people that knew her and stuff. So I thought that it was all good. We started chatting a little bit. We get on the phone. She lived in Canada, right? And so then she tells me once we hop on the phone that she's actually 16. And so my response to that, even at that time, even at 22, I did the right thing. Obviously, like getting on the phone in the first place is bad, but I did the right thing. I said, hey, I know this isn't that big a deal to you because it's legal where you're from, but it's a big deal where I'm from. So that's it. I didn't speak to her after that for like 3.5 years. I was in a relationship for the vast majority of that time. And then I get out of that relationship and somehow me and that girl end up speaking again.
Somehow.
And then I think I saw her on Facebook as like a recommended friend or something. And we sort of started speaking again. And then, you know, as serendipity would have it, I ended up having to go to this, meeting with a company that I was doing business with at the time in Canada. So I asked her, can I stay with you? And she says yes. So I go and I stay at her mom's house with her. She is 19 at this time, and I believe that would have meant that I was 25. And after that, we dated for a couple months, and it didn't work out. Super short version. And so I really, I resent this narrative that people love pushing, claiming that I slept with this girl when she was underage. It's just like 100% not true. I didn't even meet her. I didn't shake her hand until she was of age. So that's the most important thing I want to communicate to you in this whole thing, is that this isn't a thing where this rumor's out there about me and I'm embarrassed or whatever. No, it's like it didn't happen. Like, I did not meet this girl besides a brief phone call until she was of age. And I've said this. I said this on Akademiks' stream in 2018. I said it on Vlad's platform soon after that. But I feel like this is an important distinction, because if you want to smear me as somebody who's just down to hook up with an underage person, it really doesn't hold up, because I would hope that, like anybody, if you somehow ended up in that position of being on the phone with somebody, which granted, it's embarrassing that the phone call even happened in the first place, right? But I did not pursue anything after that, and this girl does not claim that I did. If that was the case, it would have been probably reported in the media and everything, which it wasn't. The whole thing that leads people to believe that is that there's an old blog post where I talked about the whole relationship with that girl, and I kind of like made a joke out of it at the time about the fact, and this is 2008 that I think I wrote about it. I made a joke about the fact that I, had been pretty interested in her before I realized that she was underage, right? So that's where a lot of the jokes come from. But nobody ever includes the next paragraph where I say, but she was underage, so I immediately ceased communication with her, which to me is probably one of the most important details in this, right?
Podcaster Joe Budden stated on AMP.
No, but I want to unpack a little bit of this, because I never knew that you fucked the girl. I thought this was a girl that you spoke to who was 16 when you thought she was 19. You found out how old she was, and you disappeared, and you got away from that, because that can be very dangerous.
Well, that is true.
Let me talk.
Okay.
Especially dealing with a girl that young, number one, but they don't know shit about shit. They don't even know when they're putting somebody in danger, according to you. You said the girl was from wherever she was from, so she didn't know what she was doing, but you knew what you were doing. You said, right. I knew what I was doing, so I got away from her. Well, right. You didn't get away from her if, by the grace of God, she ends up back in your life while she's now of age. You're spending the night at her fucking mom's house. What type of white boy pervert shit what are you talking about?
What is the pervert shit about dating somebody once they're legal and of age?
Because you know what it sounds like, and I'm not saying this is what it is.
Joe, I didn't say a word to her for 3.5 years in between that. It's like we just sort of ended up meeting.
Waited for the girl. You waited for the girl, Adam.
Huh?
You waited for the girl.
I didn't wait for anything. We just ended up reconnecting later on.
How did you reconnect later on? Or the Facebook algorithm put the girl in your bed? You didn't know at that point that you probably shouldn't fuck the girl that you were talking to while she was 16 years old?
So because I met her when she was underage, I shouldn't have fucked her when I was over it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to you.
Well, in retrospect, I wish I had taken that advice. It would have made everything a lot simpler, right?
Joe Budden later asked Adam22 about his tweets from 2008 through 2012.
Isolate that, right? But then they have the little nasty tweet floating around where you talking about fucking young girls.
I had that seems like an exaggeration. I had some edgy, jokey tweets from like 2008 to 2012 or some shit that, a lot of those are pretty fucking embarrassing in retrospect. I know you, Joe. I know that you remember Twitter back in the day, and you know how fucking toxic it was.
It was bad, which is why I did a scrub of all the bad things that I had to say. but I'm not going to use the word edgy when talking about fucking little girls. I don't think that that's edgy.
Well, I think that's probably not 100% accurate. Do you want to quote any particular tweet?
I mean, I'm talking to you, so I don't want to pull up the tweet, but you know the tweet exists and you know it's running around.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some bad jokes from that era of my life. For sure.
Subscribe for more content.